Hi, boys and girls. I'd like to review chapter 28 and onwards. Um, that may mean doing two tapes in order to finish the four chapters that we have done so far. Chapter 27 dealt with the blessings that were given from um, Isaac to Jacob and Esau. And as we saw, these blessings were given when there was fighting in the family. Jacob wanted the blessing, Esau wanted the blessing, Rebekah intervened. It wasn't a pretty scene. The important thing is that each of the blessings, the first one given to Jacob, who pretends to be Esau, and the second one given to Esau, when it's clear that it is Esau. Both of these blessings give the sons food and comfort, as if to tell them, we're giving you a way to make a living for the future. So the first blessings, Vayiten lecha ha'Elohim, mital hashamayim, umishmanei haaretz, God should give you from the dew in heaven and the fats of the land. That was given to Jacob when he pretends to be Esau. Then when Esau comes in, he gets a blessing, mital hashamayim, so he's also given basically the dew of heaven and the fat of the land. Now we have a new situation. Jacob is running away. Rebekah told him, and Isaac tell him to go away. And Jacob is running away from his brother, and he's going to be given a blessing. And we're going to find out the nature of this blessing. Chapter 28, verse 1. Isaac calls Jacob. It's now clear that it's Jacob, and there's no fighting. And he tells him, do not marry one of the local girls. Who was given this blessing before? Who was given this request before? It was given to Abraham's servant, that you need to find a wife for Isaac, not one of the local girls from Canaan, but you need to go back to my home. Kum lech padan Aram, says Isaac to his son, go back to Padan Aram, the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take a wife from there of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. So he's given instructions to marry one of his cousins, Laban's daughters. And God will bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may be a congregation of people, give you the blessing of Abraham, the blessing, to you, to your children, and you may inherit the land that God gave to Abraham. And Isaac sent away Jacob, and he went to Padan Aram unto Lavan, the son of Bethuel, the Aramean, brother of Rebekah, Jacob, and Esau's mother. What are we given here? When it's clear who is who, we're given the blessing of the land and the people. Now Esav saw Yitzchak, saw that Yitzchak blessed Yaakov and sent him away to Padan Aram to take a wife from there, that he may blessing and give charge to him. You shall not take a wife from the Canaanite girls. And Jacob listened to his father and mother, and he's gone to Padan Aram. And Esau saw that the daughters of Canaan did not please Isaac, his father, so he goes ahead and let me just bring this to the top. Went a little too far, topsy-turvy. And Esau went to Ishmael and took a wife, Machlat, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nevayot, to be his wife. So Esav takes an additional wife. He married two women before, Canaanites, and now he takes somebody else, probably from Egypt, because that's where Hagar lived. Jacob went from Beersheba, and he went to Haran. And he came to the place, and he took the stones and put them together under his head like a pillow, and he slept on the stones, and he has a dream. And in the dream, he sees that, the ladder goes from earth all the way to heaven, and angels are going up and down the ladder. Where else did we meet angels? When they came to speak to Abraham to announce that he would have a son, and they went to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And the Lord stood beside him and said, I am the Lord, your God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. The land where you lie, I will give it to you and to your children. So now God reaffirms the blessing of land and people. And your seed shall be like the dust on earth, and spread west and east and north and south in Hebrew. והיה זרעך כעפר הארץ, ופרצת ימה וקדמה וצפונה ונגבה. And God promises that he will be with him and he will not abandon him. And Jacob wakes up from his sleep and he says, wow, there is God in this place and I didn't know. אכן יש אדוני במקום הזה, ואנוכי לא ידעתי. And then Jacob says a very important line. Ma nora hamakom hazeh. This place is full of awe, or as you would say, it's awesome. And it's the house of God, and it's the gates to heaven. Notice Beit Elohim and Shar Hashamayim. And Yaakov gets up in the morning, and he takes the stone that he put under his head, and he makes an altar. And he calls the place Bet El, but it was called Luz before. Please make yourself a list of all the places that have two names, Bet El and Luz. And Yaakov makes a promise that if God protects me and brings me back safe and gives me clothing to wear, and I will return peacefully to my parents' house, then I will give God 1/10, Aser Asrenu. I will give God 1/10 of everything that I own, that I'll produce. And Yaakov keeps walking eastwards. I am in chapter 29 now. And he sees a well in the field, reminding us of the well that the servant saw when he found Rebecca. Also reminding us of the well with Ishmael. Okay, and he sees three flocks of sheep getting in front of the well, to the well, and everybody is waiting. And there's a big stone on top of the well, and everybody is waiting for all the shepherds to get together, so together they could lift the stone from the top. The stone is there to protect the well from dirt and to protect animals from falling in. And he sees the various shepherds, and he goes up to them and he says, hi guys, where are you from? And they tell him, we're from Haran. And he says, hey, Haran, that's where I'm looking for. And he says, do you know Lavan, the son of Nahor? And they say, we know him. And then they say, Hashalom lo? Is it peaceful to him? And they say, yeah, he's doing fine. And guess what? Here is his daughter. She's coming with her sheep. And he says, why is everybody gathering up? There's plenty more sunshine, and there's plenty more time to for the animals to eat and get them fattened up. And you could still have time to water your animals and still go out. And they say, we can't. Everybody has to come together for us to lift the stone from the top. And he's still speaking, and who gets there? Rachel. She gets there with her father's sheep. And when Yaakov sees Rachel, he's all excited because he knows she's his cousin. He knows that this is where his parents told him to go get married. And he feels very macho, and he goes up, picks up the stone, and rolls it off, and all the animals are able to all the animals of Rachel's flock are able to drink. And Yaakov kissed Rachel, and he starts crying. He gets very emotional. And Yaakov tells Rachel who he is, that he is a relative, and he is the son of Rebekah, his father's sister, her father's sister. And she runs home. See, everybody's running here. And Lavan hears all about this, and he comes running, and he hugs Jacob, and he kisses him, and he brings him to the house, and he tells him everything that transpired, everything that took place. And Lavan says, "You are my own flesh and blood. Maybe you'll stay with me a few days." And Lavan says to Yaakov, "Well, I don't mind you staying here, but you understand that you are my flesh and blood. You are my relative. How can I ask you to work for me for nothing? How much do you want to be paid?" And Lavan has two girls. The big one is Leah. The little one is Rachel. We're getting hints here of getting even. We are coming from a family where there was a big brother and a little brother, and the little brother took over. So we're seeing now the suspense on the hint on how this is playing out. Leah's eyes were weak. We were told of somebody else's eyes who were weak. Yes, they were Yitzchak. And I told you then there was a legend that the tears of the angels during the Akedah got into his eyes. And Rachel was beautiful. Okay, she was beautiful form and fair to look at. Yefat toar vifat mareh. And Yaakov loved Rachel, and he tells her dad, "I'll work 7 years for Rachel so I could marry her." And Lavan doesn't get too excited. He says, might as well give her to you than give her to a stranger. So, okay, fine, you could start to work. And Yaakov worked for Rachel 7 years, but he loved her so much that it seemed like it was just a few days. And Yaakov says to Lavan, "Give me my wife, because I fulfilled the 7 years." Lavan gets the whole family together, and he is going to make a wedding party. And at night, Lavan switches the girls. He takes Leah, and he puts her in Yaakov's tent, and Yaakov sleeps with her, and Lavan gives her a maid whose name is Zilpah, just like we had a maid before. Hagar was Sarah's maid. Notice, please, that the maid belongs to the wife. So Zilpah belongs to Leah. And in the morning, Jacob realizes, oh my God, somebody switched the girls in the middle of the night. I worked for Rachel. How come you have given me Leah? And Lavan says to him, we don't do such things here as exchanging the elder before the younger. The other way around, exchanging the younger before the elder. This is like telling Jacob off. Maybe in your place do you do such things. So Laban says to him, you know something? If you work another 7 years, then I will give you the other one as well. And Yaakov does so. He loves Rachel. So he works another 7 years, and he gives him Rachel as a wife. So, and he gives Lavan gives Rachel another maid. Her name is Bilhah. So we have Zilpah and Bilhah. Vayavo gamel Rachel, and he also has Rachel as a wife, and he has relationships with her as well. However, he loves Rachel more. Now, in the corner here, I've put in the names of the children. Oops, I think, yes. So Leah has Reuven, Shimon, Levi, and Yehuda, and Rachel doesn't have any children. So he gives her the maid, and I'll continue in the next tape. Thank you.